All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Front of the Jump Pod. I'm your host, Nico Zuna, and I am here with now reoccurring guest, Andy Belay.
What's up? Andy Belay, 5'10", 45-inch vert now. And
Hey,
yeah, if the new guest, or if our guest wants to introduce himself, I'll let him do that.
For sure, for sure. I'm Hyrum Fechser. Go by Height Check on Instagram. I'm 5'9", 48.5-inch vert.
yeah, man. Well, so this isn't actually our first time filming the Hyrum Pod before. We actually, so if I think it's on both me and Andy's YouTubes. But we actually had a sesh with Hyrum. He came down to Texas when we met up all in Dallas, dunked with a couple guys. Pretty all right sesh. I don't know if everybody was jumping. I don't even think I was able to jump, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was
It
pretty
was
all
probably
right.
like top 10 on my worst sessions of
Word.
2024. And I couldn't even jump half of 2024.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was real bad for me too.
You were doing all that driving too. Are you still driving, Hiram?
No, so I'm actually done right now. I am currently coaching long jump at Skyridge High next to me for
Oh,
high
cool.
school.
Wow. I didn't realize. So how long have you been coaching for? Just like this year?
Just a couple weeks. The season's just getting started. Well, the preseason. So we still have our piloting business. My wife just runs it. We hired a couple people to take over my spot. So yeah, I'm just home for the next few months coaching.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. So like, are you like a teacher or just because you know like kind of what you're talking about they like hired you?
Yeah, so they heard my niece actually goes to school there, and
Oh, okay.
they didn't have a long jump coach this year. And my niece told them about me, told them I have the Utah State record in high school long jump. So they reached out and got the wheels turning. So yeah, I don't teach. I'm just coaching long jump.
Nah, that's actually a really sick job because you were a track athlete, right? Like back in the day.
Yes, I was. I
I saw
loved
I
track in
saw
high school.
I think because I did a little research before the pod, but I think I saw your first video ever. Was that high jump? Like your first post ever? Is that 6'8"? What is that?
Oh, my first post ever. I think that was 6'1".
That was 6'1"?
Let me go on there and see. But I believe the first one was 6'1". Was it like a crappy video?
I don't remember what it was, but I remember because I was also listening to the Dunk Talk pod with you on it, and you said you jumped over 6'7" one time,
Yeah. So my PR is 6'7". I've hit that 3 times now.
Okay.
which is actually kind of insane, bro.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
stupid.
been able to. When I used to do high jump, they put me in it because they thought that I would be good at it because I was good at long jump and stuff, and I could barely ever get over 6 foot.
Yeah, they don't correlate very well. Yeah. So my first video is 6'1". That
Oh,
was
okay, okay, okay.
right at the beginning of senior year, and then I have a few others, and I do have my 6'7" jump on here as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So do you feel like for like high jump, like could 1 foot God like have a really good high jump just naturally, even if he'd never like practiced high jumping? Is it more of a
yeah, I would
technique
think
thing or is
so.
it a bounce thing?
To get really high, I'd say it's a technique thing, but I bet 1 foot God could pull up and jump like 6'5", no technique.
Okay, but he's also tall too. He's like 6'3", 6'4" though. Doesn't that make a
Yeah,
difference, like height wise?
yeah, height does kind of give you an advantage in high jump. It doesn't as much in long jump, but high jump, yes, height helps.
Height mount for sure. All right, so I actually let's kind of get into your backstory, just kind of like how you started jumping. I know you were a track athlete back in like a small high school, right, in Utah.
Yes, very small. It was a 1A. My graduating class was like 63 people. And
Dang.
yeah, it was really small. Um, yeah, down by St. George, it was called Water Canyon High School. I was on their first ever track team. So we had nothing. We had no track, no facilities, just like a field that we would practice in.
Wait for like any sand pits or anything, or was it just like a?
No, so we never had a long jump pit my entire high school jumping career. We had a high jump pit that we would jump on concrete, and then
That's
long
what I
jump
was saying.
just was meets. My practice was meets.
That's hilarious, really.
Yeah, I went to a small school too, and when I did triple jump and long jump, it's the same thing. Middle school, we didn't have a pit, so they would have us triple jump into the high jump mat when they were doing high jump practice.
Yeah,
Track is so like underfunded, I feel like, in so many schools. Unless you're
Right.
like a big school, I feel like the track team doesn't really get as much love.
Yeah, it's never the priority.
Yeah, for sure. So you were a sorry, what events did you do?
I mostly did high jump and long jump every year. I would do 100 every year too. I did 4x100 sometimes. Sometimes I did 110 hurdles, but I really sucked at those. Let's see. I think that was it,
Yeah.
honestly.
So did you also play basketball while you were in high school too, or were you just track?
I played ball sophomore and junior year. I was like JV, not very good, but I did
Yeah.
play.
So did you grow up like I'm talking like middle school, like elementary? Were you always playing sports, or kind of just once you got into high school?
Just once I got into high school, I was homeschooled from like fifth grade till ninth grade.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't really have any organized sports. I just liked being athletic. I jumped a lot. I did parkour. That's actually what I did mostly back then.
Maybe because I was actually gonna ask you about this, dude. You do some crazy. It's like you don't have any fear, bro. I was like seeing you jump on your car. I seen you backflip off this playground. I'm like, this dude has no like fear when he just jumps.
Oh, it's been a process to get the fear to go away, but it's there.
Do you think a big help was parkour? Because I feel like in parkour you kind of just gotta like send it.
Yeah, pretty much. You get hurt if you don't send it most of the time. So it's better to just fully commit and go for it.
For sure. And I was telling Andy this earlier because I brought this question up to him. I was like, I feel like a lot of people don't reach their potential because they're just too scared to try things. Like I actually had these friends. I used to go to the skate park, and he was like, "Bro, I wish I just didn't have any fear because if I just like stayed on the board and never like bailed out, like I would have made and probably gotten a lot less hurt than like if I did. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the moral story, just send it. It's hard. It's
for
easier
real.
said than done, but
No, it's so true though. You're much better off just sending it, committing, and hoping for the best than you are trying to overthink it while you're doing it.
for sure. So like, have you like fallen any times, just like in your jumps?
Oh yeah, many times. I think I told you guys about how I broke my back last time, but
Oh, yup.
that was kind of a mix of parkour and dunk. I was trying to do Jay Clark's round off dunk, I guess, round off dunk, and I just missed grabbing the rim and fell down on my back and broke my sacrum in half.
What the hell? No, dude, that's like that was the most surprising thing I ever heard from you because we were when we first met in Dallas, we were gonna do the podcast. I was like, what can we talk about that Dunk Talk and like Dylan and you and Hunter had already talked about? Like, what could we talk about that y'all hadn't talked about? And like the first thing I brought up was like my back pain when we were warming up. And you're like, yeah, man, I broke my back once. Like, what? You broke it?
I know it surprises everybody I tell, but I did.
And it's crazy you don't feel much like pain from that because I mean I have two discs that herniated and like a cracked vertebrae and like that's been like the worst thing that ever happened to me the past 2
Right.
years like trying to fight that. So it's just weird that you never had too many issues after.
Do you think that's maybe
Yeah,
because it's more of like a nerve, like on the nerves, because it's a bulged disc rather than like a bone break?
that is what I think. Mine was just at the bottom of the spinal cord, the sacrum's not connected to the
Right.
spinal cord. So there's not a lot in there as far as nerve endings and stuff. So it was really just a matter of healing the bone itself. And then I've been good. I couldn't have asked for a better recovery, to be honest. I get very minimal pain.
Yeah, I think you said that. I mean, how fast did you recover? I feel like I remember it being fast.
It was like 2 months.
See, that's insane. Imagine breaking your back. And wait, were you jumping in 2 months? Like you were like moving?
Yeah. So
Oh my.
I broke it right at the beginning of track season, right as practice started, a little bit before. And by the third meet of the season, I was jumping.
That's crazy. So were you
I
already
wonder if that's like.
jumping like state record level before you broke your sacrum?
No, let's see. My PR before I broke it was like, as a freshman, it was like 16.8, I think.
So
So
maybe
it
maybe
was,
the reason you jumped so high is because you broke your sacrum.
yeah, I blame it on that sometimes.
You know, it's actually just insane to me, like how like injured all these people can get and still like be breaking records and jumping 48 inches in the air. It's like your body is so amazing and what it can like do.
Honestly, if you take care of it and recover right, it'll do good for you.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to ask you, so what is your training like now? I think we all saw your video about how you're getting into the gym a lot more often. So like, because I think when we first met, you were doing like maybe once a week, two a week, right? Because you were traveling so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it was really hard to get workouts
Oh
in
shit, maybe
back
a little
then.
lag's happening.
Oh, sorry.
Where are we back?
Yeah, a little bit lagging.
Sorry.
um, no, you're good.
All right, you were saying?
Yeah, so it was pretty hard to get workouts back then, and that was like 8 months of pretty much no working out, a couple times a month. And now my vert's probably like 46 max, 47. Um, and I definitely lost some muscle, but I'm getting back into it. I'm on THP and told John to put me on a heavy cycle. So this week he's been destroying my legs, but it's good for
That's
me.
John.
That is John.
So wait, when you were jumping 48, like what were you doing specifically? Were you still
I was
traveling a
doing,
lot?
no, back when I was jumping 48, let's see. So at dunk camp, I actually had already started this, but I had only been doing it for like a month. So it was kind of like a deload for me not to have trained for that month. And it just helped me at dunk camp. But since then, it just went downhill.
Mm.
Hey man, it's hard to maintain a 48. Like the shit you have to do is insane.
Yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
pretty hard.
you can't be your best every single time, man. It's like
Yeah,
if you're your best every single day, then you're not really ever your best.
yeah, honestly.
And I was gonna ask, have you done any like contests?
Yes, I have. It's been a while. Trying to think when the last one I did was. It was before I started piloting, so it was close to a year ago, I want to say. Up in Salt Lake City, this group called Hard and Paint. They do
I've heard of
some,
Oh, I
them.
saw those.
yeah, they do some 3v3s and dunk contests, and the Utah guys usually compete in those.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't win either of those. I did two Hard and Paint contests. Mason won one, and Hyrum won one. The other Hyrum,
Hmm.
and then the first contest I did was called Powder League, and it was up here in Draper, and I did win that one. So it felt good to win my first contest ever. But so far, it's only been those three, and then the two at dunk camp.
Yeah, are you gonna do this new contest coming up in Utah?
Yes, I'm signed up. I'm pretty stoked for it.
Yeah. Wait, did you already sign up for dunk camp, or are you hoping to win it?
I did,
Later.
but if I win, I'll just have Andy refund me, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I saw that dude, and I like put in the comments. I was like, dude, I will fly out to Texas just to try and win it. So I wonder who's all gonna get it. I feel like all the Utah guys would, because they're gonna be
Definitely
able to
They're
get
Utah.
right
it no
there.
matter what.
Yeah, you should come out though. It'd be sweet.
Dude, get Dylan P a free entry into dunk camp. I feel like Dylan's not gonna come.
He's not. He said he won't. He's being a
Nah,
baby.
I know, right? He said he lives like 5 minutes away from where it's at, though. So I feel like he's
Yeah,
gonna pull up either way.
yeah, he'll be there. He just won't be there the whole time because he doesn't want to pay
He'll just
for
dunk
it.
in the show.
Yeah,
I feel that, man. Like, honestly, I couldn't go last year. It's just so much money every time.
it is. $1,000 a year is crazy.
$1,000 a year is insane, but it is
Plus, you
super fun.
guys, you guys have all your transportation you got to figure out in hotels and stuff. So it's probably more like 1,500 for you, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. I was telling Dylan, I was like, "Let me stay at your place, bro." He's like, "Dude, I've already been asked by so many people."
Yeah, I
Or
bet.
sorry, he's hosted people in the past or something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, shit's expensive,
it is.
and I feel like, I mean, the coaching is nice, but I feel like the reason I go to dunk camp is like more to connect rather than to learn. Not saying that learning isn't like a important thing that happens there, but I think just the connections you make and getting more into the community is going to help you like in the long run in a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good entry. Like for guys that haven't really been in the dunk community at all yet and are working on getting their first dunk and stuff, I think that's a great learning experience. But for guys like all of us that know everybody, it's just a fun hangout. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like dunk camps almost changed in that way. Like when it was first a thing, like back in 2018, I remember seeing it, and it was like it really was just like all the pros, and then like guys trying to get their first dunk. But now
Yeah,
it's like all the pros, and then all the guys who want to be pros, and then on top of that, all the guys trying to get their first dunk. So it's like a
yeah,
big like almost like it's almost like anime con where like there's like thousands of people pulling up to like and there's like people who are like sweats when it comes to how much they know about anime, and then people who are like noobs. And it's like I personally would go because I like everyone that I know in the dunk community, but I would want to compete in the 10 foot. Like that's
yeah,
why I would go. But like
Right.
yeah, I feel like that can be intimidating sometimes to newer guys.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was also thinking like I feel like so many people are just gonna become like regulars that all those people trying to just get their first dunks and like aren't really into the community are gonna be kicked out of dunk camp because it can only like hold so many people. You know what I mean?
right. I was thinking it should be like a almost varsity and JV or like an advanced dunk camp where there's two camps
Yeah.
a year and they have the same pros and stuff, but just one of them's for people that have like under 35 or something and
Yeah.
working on their first dunk entry level, and then one's for the rest of
I don't
us.
know. I feel like that might hurt a little feelings. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
because
That's
like
true.
I think you're right. I think they just need to make more. I think dunk camp themselves could just make contests for the guys who really want to compete.
Yeah, I know it would be hard to split it up, I guess. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe it could just be optional, like you sign up for either one you want to go to, but
Hmm.
I'm excited to see what
uh,
Andy like comes up with because honestly, like I mean, the sky is the ceiling. Like there's so much he can do with it.
yeah,
He can start doing dunk contests. He can make more dunk camps. He could literally like grow his business a lot more. It's really cool what he can do. I actually want to get him on the pod. That'd be cool.
that would be cool. You should get him on the pod.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, he could definitely do a lot. I think this is a great direction he's going in with these contests leading up to camp.
for sure. Is he still dunking? I don't think I've really seen a lot of his training. Can he still like one
Yeah,
handers, two handers?
yeah, he can throw down one-handers pretty often. I see him at Vasa a lot. There's a lot of pickup games going on here at Vasa.
What is he now? Like
Um
50 something?
One,
51?
51,
I think
something
he's
like that.
52 or 53.
Wait, did
I
Logan
can't
get his first dunk? I
can't
think I
remember.
saw Logan
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
while
Logan did
back,
get his
right?
first dunk. Mm-hmm. A few months
Yeah.
ago.
Isn't that crazy? How old is he?
I honestly don't know. I think he's like 15 or 16.
He is pretty
Wow.
tall. I remember seeing him at. I didn't go to the Texas dunk camp. Well, I did. I just went to the dunk show, but I saw him there
Uh-huh.
in 2023. But like, I remember hanging out with him in 2022 dunk camp, and he was like a little kid, like shooting hoops.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then
he
I
was
met
yeah,
him in
tiny.
2023, and he was like 5'10" already. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Must be nice. All these people getting their dunks before the age of 18 is insane. Not for us.
Honestly.
But yeah, let's see. So you played basketball. When did you get your first dunk?
My first dunk, let's see. I really got into wanting to dunk the start of sophomore year. So I think I was 13 when I first started trying to dunk, and I got my first dunk at 14.
Oh crap.
Yeah,
And how tall were you?
I was still 5'9". I've been 5'9"
Oh,
ever
okay, okay.
since.
You've kind of been the same height. So do you
Yeah.
feel like you've kind of naturally been bouncy, like all your life?
Yeah. I've always loved jumping. Anything that has to do with jumping. Like I would challenge my friends, see who could jump further across like a gap in a rock or something, like all kinds of stuff like that. And then once I went to high school, we had PE fitness testing to test our verticals, and I had like a 29 when I was 13, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
when
really
I
high for a
decided I
13-year-old.
wanted to try going for dunks.
Yeah, that's insane. And then you got it a year later at 5'9".
Yeah, yeah, I
So
was pretty stoked.
yeah. So did you do any like low rimming? Because I feel like when you jump in your videos, like you make every rim look like a low rim. So like, do you practice technique like that, or just like,
Not really, not till now. Like, I had a hoop at my house. I don't know if you've seen a lot of my older videos on my personal account, where it's like the outdoor court. So that was at my house, and it could lower down to 7 feet, and I would mess around with it. But I didn't work on technique at all. I just really had fun and dunked. So I can't say that I got my technique from low rimming.
Hmm. You know what? I think it always psychs me out because I don't feel like you're 21. Like then I know you're like 21, but you don't look like you're 21.
I look younger or older.
You look older, not like super old, but I mean like you don't look 21. I think you look like 24, 25.
Okay, I'll
Probably the
take it.
mustache goatee.
Yeah, yeah, and the short hair.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. We look like kids. We're like little boys.
Yeah, and I'm 22.
Boys and mops. Yeah.
Now, I would say when you said
Oh
you're
shit,
jumping around
I'm lagging
46,
out again.
47, I
Oh,
think
okay, okay.
you are because I'm gonna say I feel like you are jumping around 46 or 47 because at Vegas, I feel like weirdly, me, you, and Dylan were the only under 6 foot guys dunking that day.
Hmm.
Like we were all jumping really good.
Yeah, it felt like a good jump day, but definitely didn't feel like my best. I know the stiff rim had a lot to do with it, but like when I'm jumping 48 at my best, I can honey dip pretty easily. Like just on a warm up, I can throw a lob and dip it. And I tried a few times and couldn't even get a dip down, so that's what mainly made me think I'm not jumping my best. You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
I just from an outside perspective, I didn't really like the vibe of the court. Like I
Yeah,
felt the wall was right there too.
I don't
the
know.
Like
wall was a
I just don't think about that stuff when I go to jump. Like once
really?
I warm up, and I mean once I warmed up, I think like first dunk of the video is just I just do a windmill because I don't know. Once I'm warmed up and like the rim's there, like to me it's like I'm not thinking about nothing.
Yeah, I think us shorter guys have it different too versus like Finn and Slinks who are a lot bigger because they land further back and they're 1 foot guys or
True.
2 foot. So like
They're going more horizontal.
it didn't bug me as much as it did like the peripheral. I'm not used to it being that close, but I can't use that as an excuse. My biggest excuse is the rim. I'm not used to rims that stiff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this the rim definitely would not move at all. But I like the way it sounded when you dunked it because that shit sounded loud.
Sound like a gunshot.
Every
It's
dunk was
true.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
So for those who don't know,
messed up.
oh, I was gonna say, so for those who don't know, they actually just had a Vegas sesh. So why don't y'all go and like what happened? What kind of was like that whole trip about? I feel like no one's really like talked about on a pod.
I let Hyrum talk about it. It was fun.
All
So
right.
Hiram, were
Yeah.
you there like the whole time?
I wasn't with them in the B&B. I was mainly just there for the sesh.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it started with the Utah guys wanting to go down to Vegas and have a sesh with Donovan, and then we made a group chat about it and just started adding more people. Like, oh, it'd be cool if this guy came. Oh, it'd be cool if this guy came. Let's just add everybody, and it ended up just like let's get everybody here. And then there was a while that Donovan's gym, Shoot 360, is where we were going to originally have it. And they wanted to have us do like a live show that people pay to come watch. And
Wait, that
then,
was the original plan?
yeah, that ended
Wow.
up being the original plan. So we were all pretty stoked about that. And then
Yeah.
for whatever reason, they just bailed last minute, didn't want to do it, didn't even want us to dunk there. So we had to go find a new location and just put on a session.
Damn, that sucks. That would have been crazy. What?
Right? That would have been pretty sweet, honestly. I was kind of
Hmm.
disappointed about that, but it ended up being fun anyway.
Did y'all end up going and gambling? I mean, you were in Vegas.
I did.
A lot of people did.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. I went to the trampoline park with Dylan Hagen and
I
Billy.
saw
And
I
this.
saw y'all punching on the at the trampoline park.
That place was dope. The rim was probably like 9 to 9.6, and the floor was super bouncy, so we were all just going off.
Dude, what do they call that again? Like trampoline basketball. Like
Slam
crap, what's
ball.
the word I'm Huh?
Slam ball.
Oh, like
Yeah,
slam
slam
ball?
ball. There's
Yeah.
no I've tried to find a slam ball court in Austin, Andy, and I can't find any, dude.
Yeah, I don't think they have the best one. Literally is in Las Vegas. Like all the
Really?
videos that you see of like YPK Ray or like all those guys who do it, it's always they always go do it in Vegas or in California.
Yeah, dude, that guy's one of the bounciest like hoopers, I feel like in like the social media scene.
Yeah, do you know who YPK is?
Yeah.
No, I've probably seen him, but I don't know him
He's the
specifically.
guy. He's like
5'7".
blocked by Taquavion.
Or he's like, have you seen the like he has this white friend and they do like, oh, you're black so you should be bouncy or like you're white so you
Mm,
should be shooting
And then
like
they just like
jokes. Like
reverse
on
the stereotype.
yeah.
nice. I bet I've seen a few of his videos for sure, but I just can't think of who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like 5'7", but he gets up. He's like punching on people in game.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Tony Crosby. He's crazy too in that.
I'm excited to see him at dunk camp.
Damn, it's gonna be dope,
I want to see how tall he is because I've heard people say he's like a tall 5'7" or five
right?
six.
Like
Tall 5'6".
he was when he was jumping for going for the world record. He said his reach. Let's see, what did he say? I think he said his reach was like 7'5" or 7'5.5", and
Damn.
mine is 7'6.5", and I'm
Yeah.
5'9". So like, either he's got really long arms or he's not 5'6".
I feel like though I feel like 7'6" is like a average standing reach for like a 5'7" ish person though. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
also 5'9" with a 7'9" reach though. I feel like and me and Andy both have I don't know if we have long arms, Andy. I feel like we have like slightly above average arms. You know what I mean?
I think yeah, ours is like average or slightly above. Mine's 7'8".
Seven,
Yeah,
eight.
And it
mine's
just goes
7'8"
between
too.
7'8" and 7'9" depending on how
The
large
day.
my arms are that month.
But we also know Ambrose and Ambrose has 7'6" too.
Yeah.
Mm. I guess me and Ambrose maybe just have short arms.
Yeah. Hey man, that doesn't stop you from elbowing. So how far do y'all feel like y'all have to go to like land an elbow? Trying to see how far
um,
away I
I
am.
mean, I guess here.
like about right here is probably, I don't know if you can see that very good. Like right here is probably the highest you can possibly go and force it in.
Uh
It feels a lot more smooth if you just get it right in the middle, but I feel like every time I get it here, I can force it in.
So do you have any dents yet?
No, not yet. Waiting for the day, but not yet.
Is it because they're like just hitting it with their bicep, or is it because they're like getting like what's happening?
They're just
Yeah,
jumping high,
so
dude. I think
They just
like, they're
jump
hitting
high,
it
high.
like more here than like their crease. They're just jumping way higher than they need to because they don't want to miss, I think.
Right.
yeah, I thought I would have a dent from dunk camp from my windmill honey dip because you get so much speed when you're doing anything other than just a straight dip. If you're coming
Mm.
around in this, you're like going fast trying to keep your momentum. And if you're higher than the middle and you hit your bicep, that's just gonna slam right onto the rim. So that
Yeah.
one hurt me pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get a dent from it, but it's from stuff like that.
Do you have any like shoulder problems, like rotator cuff things? I feel like with stuff like that's a lot on your just like arm.
Actually, I have been having shoulder pain lately, which is weird because I haven't honey dipped lately. I haven't been able to make them for the last few sessions, but for like a month, I've been having shoulder pain just right in the middle here. I've never had that before, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. You know who's the honey dip goat? Dylan McCarthy, bro.
Bro, he's crazy. I can't believe he's getting both arms in now. That's nuts.
Yeah, I think he probably has longer arms than you though.
Yeah, he says he's 5'9", but he told me recently that he grew like an inch or something. I think he's like 5'10" now. I don't know what his reach is, but I'm guessing his arms are a little bit longer.
Yeah. Dude, did you listen to his Dunk Talk pod?
I didn't.
Dude, he has the most fucked training out of any like person ever. How he jumps every day? I think, right, Andy?
Yeah, he said he just like literally just jumps a lot and like he doesn't hit legs too much and he does a lot of upper body. Like, oh,
Yeah, and then like
Dude,
in class he's constantly doing like seated calf raises. Like he's
really?
constantly calf raising. He's like the epitome of like the oh, you do 10,000 calf raises a day and you'll get bouncy.
That kind. Okay, interesting.
hey,
But yeah,
it
he's
Apparently,
work.
yeah, I guess it works. He's got a 49, so I can't throw any shade.
yeah, he's actually wild. I'd love to see him compete. I feel like he
Yeah,
doesn't
for
post on
real.
social media like that enough to be like put in any contest, if that makes sense. I feel like he could if he tried, but I feel like he doesn't try social media wise maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll just come out randomly. Like you won't see anything from him for a while, and then all of a sudden you just see him punching under both, or like 360 honey dip or something. It's like, oh shit, yeah, you're still here.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would be cool if he posted more. People probably forget about him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So who are some of your favorite like under 6 foot dunkers?
Under 6 foot. I gotta say, Dom is probably my favorite.
Love his
Love
style.
Dom. Yeah, he's so coordinated. Same with Dylan Hagen. It's
Hmm.
insane to me that he's 17. Like nuts.
It was pretty cool watching
He's
him do it in person too.
Really?
yeah, he's punching stuff. Like it's crazy. He's so efficient because he can dunk an East Bay like this far above the rim and still punch it harder than me. So
Wow.
Yeah.
like,
He has long arms though, right? Too.
I think he does. I think he's what is he like
7'10".
5'10", 5'11",
Yeah. I think his
and
reach is like 7'10" or 7'11", something like that.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
decently long
Ooh,
reach,
like
but still.
even his behind the back, like he only got like this high above the rim, and then like it was like a. It's like what the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his hands are just so coordinated and fast that he can do it, make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's on the level of a pro dunker in terms of low rim skill. Like I feel like only like Kilgannon probably has the same level of like hand speed and coordination.
I think so too. Like the difference between them is just years of experience for Kilgannon. Otherwise, Dylan's really close. He's got some fast, coordinated hands.
Right. And I mean, give him 5 years, 10 years, he's gonna be something else.
He really
Yeah,
did.
he's a prodigy for sure.
Yeah. All right. So who else?
Oh, let's see, Andy. Gotta say
Hey,
Andy.
what the hell?
And
Yeah, you were going off in that Vegas session. That was sick to watch.
you hit those. You're getting more efficient at the East base for sure.
Yeah, I tried him like 5 times, and then I only rim grazed him like twice. But all I was trying to do for that sesh was just jump high and dunk hard. Like I didn't really care about anything else.
So what
Right.
was the official like rim measurement for that sesh?
9'11 1/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty high rim.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And stiff as fuck too, so it's not forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have made more dunks if the rim was exactly 10 or even like 10 1/4 and soft.
Mm.
I would much prefer a higher soft rim than a lower hard rim.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I think I just prepared well because like the sesh before it I barely jumped maybe like 20 times and it was 10-foot rim and then it was 9/11 rim and then the week before I had like a 2 hour sesh on a 10-foot rim and I like hit dunks that I hadn't hit yet. So I was like, I think no matter what the rim height's gonna be, like as long as I warm up, like whether I'm feeling 70 or feeling 100, like I'm still gonna windmill. I'm still gonna jump high and dunk hard. So I feel like that's as a short guy, like if you can get your head close to the rim and you can punch it as hard as you can, like that's something that not a lot of other short guys are doing. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
me,
that's
you, I think for me, like my favorite shortest dunkers are gonna be those guys who have that kind of like if they're jumping high. That's the only thing I care about in a short dunker. Like me, you, who's another guy? Tony. He jumps really
Tony.
Tony.
high. I think.
I've never seen a Tony height check like with his head.
Oh, he can.
He actually posted one recently from a few
Really?
years back where he hit his head on the little things that come down and hold the net.
Ow,
He hit
yeah.
his head on it at 5'6".
That's
So
insane.
it's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I so Isaiah had that height check, right? He put his head to like 10-4, so is that technically a 51 jump?
Well, they never count height checks because with your arm swing and stuff, I guess it always adds 2 to 3 inches. That's what John says anyway to
Yeah.
your vertical. So if your vert is 50, your height checks will be like 52.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, then like your center of mass like shifts. So like you're like stiff, and then your arms come here, and like whatever was up here, like what's below it
Yeah.
to that point. So like you could
Yeah.
have really
Yeah.
really heavy arms and long arms, and like you can probably get your head like higher on a height check, and then when you go to dunk with a basketball, you might only get like your hand this high above the rim, which is
Yeah.
Right.
crazy. Like the difference between the two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really interesting. I did see that.
But flight time wise, I bet it was close to 51 or 52.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like we're gaining an inch every single year, or half inch, it feels like.
Half inch to an inch a year is good too. Like
That
it's
is
not like
really
we're getting up there in years.
no, for sure, for sure.
Oh, who do you think after doing the Vegas sesh? Do you think? Who would you want to compete with in a 10-foot contest?
Oh, I'll tell you who I do not want to compete with is Donovan.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody wants to compete with him. The
Wait, so
weight.
how many times did he jump that day? Because he hit nasty shit.
genuinely,
I
if
don't.
you go watch the Dunkademic sesh, maybe add like 3 or 4 more jumps, and
Right.
that's how many times he jumped.
He
Did
missed like
he hit one
4.
foot under both, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it only took him like 3 tries or something like that.
Yeah. Um. But let's see. I like going into contests with the Utah guys. I've been in a few with them. Like I said, they're pretty good competition because we're all pretty even. Um. And then let's see. I feel like a contest with you, Andy, would be fun. I want to have a contest against Dom. I've been wanting to the last 2 years at dunk camp, and he's been injured both times or something, just hasn't competed. But I really want to go in a contest against Dom. Um, let's see. Dylan Hagen would be fun. I was in a contest against Finn and obviously didn't win, but I'd do another one against Finn. I want to get better first. Right now, I'm like here compared to my best, so I would probably lose all those contests, but
How
at
old
my
is Finn
best,
too?
definitely. What's that?
How old is Finn?
20.
I think I think he's like 21 or 22.
Yeah, oh my God. So all these guys have so much potential. They have so much time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would say he was like jumping probably the best, like one of the best out of the sesh until he just his knee gave out that day.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
That
doing
was
high
sad.
off two, and he was like doing 360 windmill off one. I was like, what the fuck? And then he just tweaked his knee. But I think consistency wise, him, Donovan, Mason, they were all three really good.
Yeah, for sure.
So who out of all the dunkers y'all saw there, who surprised you the most? Like seeing in person maybe for the first time?
Mm,
I gotta say Donovan because I've seen most of the rest in person. Like
Oh, you
there
never
was
seen
only
Donovan
a,
in person.
yeah, there was only a handful of them I haven't seen in person before, like Slinks and Donovan. That might be it, honestly. I think I've seen the rest of them in person, so I knew what to expect. But his videos, they're crazy, but they still don't do it justice as far as seeing it in person. It's nuts.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. One of the biggest things, like, because I went to the Dallas dunk camp, and when I did go to the Dallas dunk camp, I wasn't super, like, knowledgeable about everybody in the dunk community yet, so I didn't really know who Donovan was when I actually went. And so I didn't, like, when he was dunking in front of me in person, I didn't, like, know what I saw. I couldn't, like, appreciate it. So I want to see him again, just, like, punching shit,
Yeah,
flying.
I think
Yeah.
for
the
sure.
tornado like East Bay, which is like the 360 East Bay with like a full rotation, so he like windmills to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was probably the coolest dunk I saw. I don't
So
know,
it's like a,
Key Travis Slade, or you know Slade. His like
yeah.
yeah.
height on his dunks are pretty insane. Like the way he jumps is cool.
Yeah, I like his style.
He
It's
has
very
really good
powerful and very
style.
fast.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's fun to dunk with. I like I love Travis, but I wish he would expand his bag more because he's got like 5 or 6 dunks that he can hit every session, and they always look nasty. But you never see him try anything else. So I feel like he has a lot more potential than he's giving out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for me, dude, I don't know why. What the hell? My favorite dunks to watch aren't even like the technical ones. I think I'm really opposite. Me and Dylan were talking about it in Utah. Dylan Hagen, he just loves like those technical hard dunks to do because not everyone can do them.
Mhm.
But I think like the same thing. Like not everyone can make a one hander look cool. You know what I mean? Like one
Yeah.
hander can just be a one hander, or a one hander can be like a Travis Slade one hander or a Donovan one hander. Like
Yeah.
head at rim, chunk it through the rim, and like your legs are split in the air. It's like that shit is cool.
Yeah, the
Especially for
ball
shows. People
goes.
want to see that.
Yeah. I love it when the ball just goes straight through the net, bounces off the ground before you even get back to the ground. It's so nice. I need to work on those more though. I'd say I'm one of the guys that don't make one handers look cool. Because up till now I've prioritized like making the dunk versus power. So if I'm gonna hit an East Bay, I'll like just set it in there and be okay
Yeah,
with it. But recently I've noticed, and I kind of hate how I do that. I need to get my finishes stronger, like power it through the rim, not just set it in there.
Yeah,
for
I feel
sure.
like I'm
So
very
what are some
opposite
dunks
in
you're
that.
trying to add to the back? Sorry, what?
I would say I'm like opposite in that aspect. Like I'd rather, for me, like the East Bay at the Vegas Sesh. Like for me, I was like, I want to punch it. So I like missed so many times where like, I was getting really high on the rim. But then like the one that I made, I was like focused on the finish, and I watched it back, and I was like, that shit made me like hate myself for a little bit. I was like, what the fuck? Like I did exactly what you're supposed to do to like finish a dunk. Like I got my hand above the rim, and like flicked it in. I was like, that just wasn't cool. Like I feel like certain trick dunks, especially like the basic trick dunks, like they just need power. You know what I mean? The
Yeah, for sure.
windmill isn't that cool, but like a punched windmill is insane.
Right.
Yeah,
The East Bay
it's a
might not
big
be that cool if you rattle it in, but like it's super insane if you just go like boom.
punch it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that took me a while to realize, but like, just I'm good at reverses, so I feel like those are easy, and like a East Bay or something like that is hard. So I used to think if I could sneak an East Bay in, it would like impress everybody way more, even if it was my third try, than if I just first try went and like punched a reverse pump. But no, that looks way cooler. Anybody would rather see that, I think.
No, because
Yeah.
your reverse pump was nasty. That's how I felt. Like I like hit a nasty windmill and then I hit a nasty cuff mill. 5 tries and I finally got an East Bay and it was like crickets. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
it's like crickets
Dude,
from
nah,
crickets from everyone
sorry.
else.
No, I was gonna say your reverse pump was nasty in the video though. Like you said, like the ball just like slammed into the ground before like you even touched the ground. It was sick.
yeah, I love those ones. They're super easy, super fun. Thing is, I always hit my thumbs right here. I need to work on finishing this way instead of this way, because I
Yeah.
always bruise my thumbs. But other than that, I love those.
So do y'all feel like once you get out of the rim grazer stage, like shit just comes faster?
It didn't for me actually.
Really?
I was like a first dunk level till 2 years ago, maybe.
Uh,
Um, let's see. Yeah, when I got my first dunk, I was 14, and I could do pretty consistent one and two handers till I was like 18, 19. And then I started being able to squeak in windmills sometimes and like get a little reverse pump. And that was about it till that day I met Jordan Kilgannon and he was like, dude, you suck. You can do so much more with how high you're jumping. And so it was more just focusing on the motions and everything that brought it for me from squeaking everything in to punching um, trick dunks and stuff,
Yeah.
if that makes
I
sense.
think I think jump height definitely has more to do with it than just like being able to finally dunk. Cause like when I was like finally like when I got past the rim grazer phase and I was finally able to dunk, like it wasn't like I was just automatically able to windmill and automatically able to East Bay. Like I was get went from here to like here, but I think once I got to like here, or when I got to like head close to rim, like high like mid 40, that's when I think you can probably add a dunk to your bag pretty easily that you might not have done before. Like I never did reverse pumps until like HCI with you, honestly. Like I
really?
didn't.
Like
Really?
you for real just tried it there?
Yeah, I was just like I don't know, like I think I could, and so I like figured it out that
And it
day.
was a lot easier. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like once you get to a certain level of height, like you can just figure shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, cause
Yeah.
if certain dunks that you can do have like a high level of difficulty and a need to jump high, and then like a new dunk that you're gonna try is just like kind of like a up and down movement, I feel like you could definitely do it.
Yeah.
For me it had a lot to do with coordination because my upper body, my hands haven't been very coordinated at all. That's why I sucked at basketball, I couldn't dribble. I didn't have fast hands. So like just getting the windmill motion was hard. I'd be doing them like slow and have to have the ball completely cuffed. So I had to get like this high just to make one because
Yeah.
I was so uncoordinated. But if you're pretty coordinated, like Dylan Hagen, you can make use of your space. Like once you get your first dunk, if you get up to here and you're coordinated, you can probably windmill, maybe even East Bay. You know.
I actually love low rimming so much. Like I've basically like stopped doing high rims pretty much and just focusing low rims. I just so much more fun I feel like for me right now. Just because I'm not like just because I'm not doing like crazy. I mean, I can dunk on the high rims, but like I feel like I don't have the vert to like do any of the cool things on it. It would be just grinding one handers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that was the same for me back before I started working on it hard. Is like dunking would be fun for 5, maybe 10 dunks, and then it's like, okay, I've done the same dunk 8 times. Now there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah. Wait, so do you feel like the reason you were kind of like in the rim grazer phase for like a long time was just like lack of just not trying it? You know what I mean?
Not trying and lack of coordination. My biggest crutch was coordination because I rarely ever threw lobs because I'd miss them most of the time. I couldn't get a lob from here to here. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad it was. So I'd have to go off dribble, and even switching it to one hand off dribble, sometimes I'd lose the ball. So I had to do two hands or cuffed one hands. That was about it for me.
Right.
And yeah, I just really had to work on coordination with the ball.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like just dunkers, we're impatient. We're impatient people that get bored, and
Hmm.
we just don't want we don't want to sit there and rep out the things that get us rim stuffed over and over and again. We just want to feel powerful and just punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big problem for me too is like I wanna I wanna be able to hit dunks like an East Bay or an under both that I've been repping out every session. But then I'll make it once and be satisfied with it. Be like, hey, I made it this session, and not
You
practice
do.
grind it out.
Yeah, yeah,
This is like one thing I learned too is I do the same thing. Like I'll hit it behind the back once in a session. I'm like, oh, great session. But like
Yeah.
I was dunking with Miller, and he hit it off the backboard scorpion. He hit it one time. He starts freaking out, and then he like immediately right after he goes to do it back to back,
Mm,
hits it again, and then he's like, all right, I gotta hit it a third. Like he'll just do it until he's got it. And like even though
yeah.
it's his most consistent dunk, like it's probably more consistent than like anyone else's off the backboard scorpion because he just will rep it out once he hits it.
right. That's a
Yeah.
really
I think.
interesting. Sorry, you go.
Sorry, what, Nick?
No, you go. You go.
I was just gonna say, I think one of the biggest things that sets apart a pro dunker from a wannabe or like a up and comer isn't making money, because anyone can like find a session that pay or a contest that pays the winner and they happen to win. But if they can roll up to any session on like any given decent jump day and still punch their top 8 dunks, that's how I think a pro dunker. What makes you a pro dunker is when you just have a bag that you can always hit, and you're not relying on adrenaline and like chance for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like speaking of what you said, Nick, about like how you've been enjoying low rim because it's more fun than just like practicing that high rim and getting rim stuff. For me, like when I got first into my dunk journey, I really didn't experience too much of like the rim graze era because I just didn't play basketball at all. So like for me, my low rim dunking era was just triple jumping. Like I just had fun triple jumping all the time, and I didn't try to dunk that often. Like I never really did. And but I was max jumping and I was having fun. I was doing it 3 or 4 times a week from 15 to 18. I graduated high school. Now there's nothing. There's no track. There's no like rec league track teams. Like, well, I
Right?
go to LA Fitness and like I see a rim. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can dunk. And so like my first jumps at like 18, 19, they were like already close.
Kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah, right there.
Really.
And so,
I you started with a very big baseline though, because you had such a background in sports and you were already like super bouncy, or not super bouncy, but decently bouncy.
yeah. And that's why I think like you'll like think that you're not improving, but like low key like seems like me and Hiram have a big baseline of like history of just like running and jumping and sprinting and jumping off stuff and it's like
Yeah.
that's like what you're doing right now. So in like 2 or 3 years from now, like then you'll be at that point.
Then dunks by Nick will be everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. We'll be
Dunks by
blowing it
Nick
up.
will be leveled up. Exactly. Yeah,
I
I'll
think
be
you're
there.
doing.
So what?
Sorry, I was just gonna say I think you're doing the right thing too with the low rim and you've been doing. I've seen that, and yeah, that's definitely what is gonna help you most.
It's what I'm having the most fun with, but it's hard. You know what I mean? In a way, it feels like you're not being included. You know what I mean? And it feels like you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah,
But I know it's like kind of just everyone's journey, and it's you just got to constantly remind yourself like, hey, these people have been playing sports their whole life, and you were playing an instrument until like junior year of high school.
yeah, yeah. If that's true, that's crazy. Like
Yeah,
you got to
dude, I was
make
a
up all
band
this
kid.
distance that everybody else already had.
Oh shit, we lagged. Wait, you said what?
Hmm. I was just saying, like, yeah, that's crazy because you got to make up all this distance in a much shorter time that the rest of us just were working on from day one, pretty
And
much.
probably without even knowing
Yeah,
it too, which is
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. I mean, I never thought I'd be dunking, but here we are now. But no, I'm just having a ton of fun with it. I really enjoy it, and I like
that's
making these
good.
pods. Honestly, I feel like talking and like growing in the community, and just being able to talk to everyone has been really good.
Yeah, definitely. I've been, that's why I've been posting more lately and trying to talk on camera because I've been pretty camera shy. I still am, but I'm trying to get myself out of my bubble because I feel like that helps a lot to be able to have a good camera voice and not just get nervous.
Well, dude, as a guy who posted day in a life content for like a really long time, like how do you like it?
I hate the editing so far
It's a
because
lot.
the simplest video will take me like half an hour to 2 hours to edit, and it's like, oh crap, all my day just went away editing this little 30-second video.
Yeah. And
Like,
it's like the week just flies by because you're making so many videos because you work out like so often, right? And you got to make a video for every
yeah,
single one. And it's like you get the formula down, but it's like over and over and over and over again. It never ends.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is like what exactly to video, what to highlight, what to put in the end clip, and then how to edit it faster.
Right. Well, I like how you're going into it also with the mindset of I'm like doing this to like for myself and for my progress rather than to get views, likes, stuff like that. Because I think I definitely went into it with the mindset of I'm trying to grow my Instagram and I'm trying to like see people see this. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like my downfall. That was my downfall with my original series because I got to almost like episode 100 and
Really?
yeah, and then I just burnt out because you know,
Yeah,
bro,
that
it's,
makes
it's a
sense.
grind.
Yeah, I posted really heavily when I couldn't jump because like it was like
Oh wait, hold up, my roommate's locked out. Y'all talk.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say I like for me the social media stuff like I just started posting heavily when I couldn't jump because it was like a way for me to like keep myself accountable to actually do the workouts because it sucks training for like 6 to 8 months and like you still can't do the thing you want to do. Because I was like
Yeah.
all this time working on my back and like my back health. And so like 6 to 8 months on YouTube of me just posting like every single workout every single day, and then I would turn it into a week split. And once I got to a point now where like I'm like dunking consistently, like minimal back pain, like jumping high, like I feel like I post less, and it's like this is the time to post more. But like yeah, it's the same thing. I'm just like I don't really want to anymore. Like that's what kept me from quitting, and like now I'm here, so I like just want to post like once or twice a week. But it doesn't really work
Yeah.
if you want to get a social media presence for like other reasons. Like I rather do it just to get invited to like dunk contests or like get invited to things or get endorsed by someone or like keep my dream alive in some way is the only reason I really like to post.
Right. It definitely helps having followers too. And like why I'm doing this everyday fitness challenge thing because it keeps you going because sometimes you don't want to go have a dunk session very bad and it's been like 2 weeks since you went and dunked and I'll be like, I'm just gonna chill at home. Nobody really cares to see my stuff. But if there's a big following that always comments on your videos and stuff and like you can tell they like watching your stuff, that helps. And I don't know if people like watching my day-to-day things. They probably don't, but it just helps me knowing that like if I miss a day posting, that people will see it and I'll be embarrassed by it. So I have to go do it so I don't have that embarrassment or whatever by it, you know?
You're definitely gonna be surprised, dude. People are gonna latch onto it and they're gonna like it because when the whole back thing with me happened, I like posted videos like I'm not posting anymore, and then it's like it's like months would go by, and I was like, I'm thinking about literally just chalking it all up, and then out of nowhere, I would get like a DM, or out of nowhere, I would get like a comment from somebody, and like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the main reason I kept doing it because I know myself. Eventually, I would have gotten back to dunking no matter what, but like, it definitely like kept me from like completely leaving it. Like even when I like spent time away from dunking, like I was always on my dunking page. I was always liking stuff, commenting on stuff, DMing people with jump advice, and then like eventually I'm just like, dude, I'm just gonna do it. Like I didn't really leave it. I just like stopped jumping. I was like, I might as well just. Do I want to like feel like shit and have a hurt back and not jump, or do I want to feel like shit, have a hurt back and like still be able to dunk? And now it's like my back doesn't really hurt that much because I did the right stuff and I can still dunk. And it's just kind of because I posted in a way that, yeah, like you said, like people keep you accountable and people care.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's awesome that you're back now, that you're having minimal back pain and you're getting back into it, hitting new dunks and stuff. Like, I love to
Yeah,
see
backing
that.
better than ever, dude.
Maybe we'll see.
Can't believe you almost quit it.
Do
How
what?
about you? Yeah. I said I can't believe because I like when we first met, like when me and Andy first met, we like dunked one time and this was like peak back pain, right?
Oh
And then you
yeah,
quit.
it's bad.
So yeah, we met originally and then he just like quit social media and then I thought I'd never see Andy again. And now here
Jeez.
he is.
Oh, yeah. Glad you didn't quit.
I was like, I just like had just started my back recovery journey, and then I like saw Nick at like the campus one day, and then he was like, we just.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I walked up to you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's right. Yeah, that was
I was like,
funny.
yo, what the hell? I was like, you go here? I was like, yeah. I was like, I go here too.
Dude,
Just-
I don't even know if I thought you were from Austin. I don't remember what we talked about,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right. Well, I actually do have to leave, but I appreciate you for coming on, Hiram. Thanks for
yeah,
taking the
totally.
time
Thanks for
talking to
having
us.
me again.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
It's
are you
awesome.
coming to dunk camp? What
Yeah,
either
I'll be
if
at
you win
dunk
or
camp.
not? Oh,
I'll be
okay.
there.
hopefully, dude, they freaking invite me out to the Utah contest, and we can go at it.
Yeah, did you sign up?
Yeah, I signed up. I commented. I had DM'd Andy. I do
I'd
all
be
the.
surprised if he didn't bring you out for it. Like,
Well, dude, I like thought that too, but then like I saw everyone who commented. And I was like, well, if like King Dak, like I saw his comments in there, and then I saw like a bunch of guys who like probably weren't going to camp until then that were like already professionals. I was like, that would be a pretty sick contest for Andy to host. So I wouldn't be upset if he invited some guys like that.
Well, how many
yeah,
people can it hold, the
I think
contest?
5.
yeah,
Oh,
I think he said 5.
yeah,
Um,
and even for the newcomers, that's gonna be tough
Yeah.
because
I
there's
sent
just
him
so
a-
many of us, and there's so many like top guys too.
yeah, for sure. I hope he does it, like, changes it up. He probably will, where, like, the winner can come back for the next one, but nobody else can come back for at least one more contest. So it's not like the same people every time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, let's see if it even becomes a consistent thing. That would be sick.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe
But
they'll do
yeah,
one
we'll have
in
to see.
Texas. That'd be.
Yeah, maybe they'll come to Texas again. That'd be great, so we don't have to fly.
Yeah, it'd be sick if they started traveling around to like all the dunker hotspots and hosting a contest there.
So where do
That
y'all
would.
feel like the biggest dunker hotspots are?
Cali
I
and
feel like
Florida.
Utah's one. Cali's definitely one.
Is Texas making a
Um,
name for itself? We growing?
I think you guys are growing for sure.
I mean, we just gotta get
Um,
everyone together because, like, if we really think about it, we have all of TFC. So it's like me, you, Jay,
But
and
TFC
then
has like low
Gross.
key guys in it though.
Yeah, but dude, then there's 3 high key guys. Like, there's Smooth, there's Miller, and there's T Flying.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
those three right there are
All
nuts. So
3 in one
that's
sesh. I've been like trying to. I've been like in a group chat with all of them trying to set something up.
that'd be sweet. I still want to come out and have a sesh with you guys in Austin.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you get on
Hey,
that
if you ever,
HCI floors, dude, you're gonna go crazy.
oh my gosh, we gotta get Hyrum in Lakeway, Texas, bro. That's where
That'd be
that would be
sweet
sick.
for sure.
Dude, you'd love that rim if you ever came to HCI. Like I think that's my favorite rim, Andy.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know what my
Just
favorite
everything
rim is.
about
I
that
like that
court.
rim. It's fun.
Is it pretty loose?
So it's like 9-10, and then it's also like
Okay.
loose. The floor is nice. The vibes is nice. Pro
So the
dunkers
type
dunk there.
type of place you go when you're feeling bad about yourself to get your self esteem back.
Hey man, stop
Or
roasting my
like say
social
like you're
media like
feeling good
No,
one day and then
no.
you're gonna have the best session of your life probably.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen Smooth or Miller dunk on the other end of that court.
Oh, for real? No, dude, I finally
That-
dunked on a different court because they were having like 40 and up runs on the court. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Sundays,
And
baby.
they were like, no, you can't play. I was like, all right, I won't. What the hell? I don't even want to play.
Damn.
They're like, kick.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And so we went up to the other court and we measured the rim and it was like perfect 10. I was like, like it doesn't look, it looks like a normal rim to me. So I just had a fun sesh. But
Yeah, all the rooms except for the one on the other side of the bottom court like are pretty nice. You know what I mean? I feel
mhm.
like only the one on the other side of the court for some reason just feels taller and harder to dunk on.
Yeah, I've like dunked when we hooped. I dunked in game a couple times. But like, yeah, it's really hard to do like a trick consistently on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think no one dunks on that rim, so there's no give.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
A
like
little
it's like
version
the
of it.
Atlas rim or
Huh?
the
Yeah.
Las Vegas rim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Super tight.
Or the
That's how my
or the
high
Peace
school
Park
rims were
rim.
too.
Do what?
What?
That's at the Peace Park rim.
Oh, I love the Peace Park rim though.
I hate the Peace Park rim, dude. That shit does not move.
I don't know. I like it. I like jumping outside though. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, Hiram, do you jump outside?
Not really. There's nowhere really around here to jump outside for one. And for two, I definitely like inside. For one, concrete hurts my knees and shins. And for two, the lighting and the wind and stuff, I just much prefer inside.
Yeah, also it's like is it snowing over there yet?
Yeah, it's been snowing a decent amount.
Yeah, I was gonna say have fun jumping in that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I think I'm about to go play some Fortnite because it's fun as fuck right now.
Fortnite slaps.
I played some,
No, I haven't even
dude.
played Fortnite that much, honestly. I've played like 6 times ever.
I play zero builds, dude. It's a lot of fun.